Episode 6, CrossFit Madera.
Action. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 6 of the CrossFit Madera podcast. I am joined today by
Sophia
and
Wayman.
Yeah, two of my favorite members who each completed their unique milestone. So I really wanted to celebrate both of you. It's a big day today for both of you, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Sophie, you did your first workout today with double unders.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
That's awesome.
Great work, man. How'd it feel?
That's fun. It was really fun. Once you got going, you got the rhythm, it makes you feel good.
And for people that don't know, because we do get like that 2% viewership or listening-ship, I should say, of people who don't do CrossFit and just listen to this podcast because they're like related to me or something. The double under is when the jump rope goes twice underneath your feet. So Sophie did her first today. I actually have video of it. So note to editing, Marco, put the video in right there.
Oh,
Sprinkle
man.
Yeah, right there on screen. And Wayman, huge milestone for you today, brother.
Yeah.
You came in and did a workout walking into the gym today.
Yeah.
Which, for those of you who don't know, Wayman had a bit of a traffic incident a few months ago.
Yeah. January 17th.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
right at the beginning of the year, man.
Yeah. January 17th, I was riding my motorcycle and a guy ran a stop sign and T-boned me.
Oh,
And
no.
so I broke my leg. I had to have it surgically repaired. I got 4 screws and a plate put on my ankle
Wow.
on February 2nd. And then I've been recovering at home for the most part, working out at home until today, where I finally got cleared by my surgeon this morning to begin walking in a regular shoe again, which meant I can finally drive because it's my right leg.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was fantastic to have you back in the building, dude, because
Thank you.
I've given you a ride to the gym before, and you came in for my birthday, which was also awesome, but I had no idea you were coming in tonight.
Yeah.
That was a
It
total
was a nice surprise.
surprise. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a super nice surprise. Those of you that don't know Wayman, he's the salt of the earth, man. Nicest guy you could possibly meet.
Thank you.
And it's always a pleasure to have both of you in my class because another thing you guys have in
Aw.
common, I'm just sprinkling compliments right now.
You're too kind.
Thank you. Another thing you guys have in common, though, is that you're both extremely coachable. Like, as athletes, I always feel like I can come to you with something and any critique or criticism gets cleaned up, not because, you both are athletically gifted, but more than that, it's just the fact that you're able to listen, disseminate the information, and execute,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big deal because not everyone can do that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you kind of attribute that to? Because I know that both of you have also been lifelong athletes.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was an athlete my whole life. I think just as I matured, as a person, as a player, going up like the next level, each time, like from middle school to high school, from high school to college, things like that. You just you learn a lot. And, I realized that coaches like players who are coachable. You don't want to just be one-dimensional. So, I take criticism, very well, whether it's good or bad. I don't really let it affect me negatively. I just learn from it and just keep moving forward.
For me, kind of similar start as an athlete, 3-sport athlete all through school, from this high to all through high school, and then becoming a coach and coaching for a long time, becoming a parent. A lot of things that I stress to my players is being coachable. And that's one of the biggest things that if they can do that, they will improve. You'll see improvement from them. And so I just try and practice what I preach to everyone else, whether it's my kids or my students or my athletes.
That's awesome, man. It's great to hear feedback from you guys as well, because the other thing that you guys both do is you guys both tell me, how I'm coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I like hearing, and it's always positive stuff. I don't want to make it sound like you guys ever say anything negative, but I'm sure if you guys did have something to say, you'd go about it in a way where I could really take that and improve myself, because we can all improve, both as athletes and teachers or coaches. Let's get into today's workout. And first, Sophie, run me through what it was like to hit those double unders today when we were warming up. And then Wayman, let's talk a little bit about what it was like for you to walk back in here on your own 2 feet.
Okay. So, and it's kind of funny because I'll look at a workout. I kind of already have an idea about it in my head. When you gave the warm up, I thought, no, I'm just going to do just single unders, just warm up a little bit. And I always start off like that. And then into it, I'm just like, nah, just go, just do it. So when I was trying it, because last time I did double unders in a workout, it wasn't smooth. My form wasn't that great. So this time I was really like focusing on my form and just relaxing, just doing the movement smoothly and, not panicking. And then it just came so easily, in the warm up, because I think it was like 12. So then I told myself, okay, at least do 6. And then once I got to like 10, I'm like, oh, that's easy, so I kept going. So that in the workout too, like I'll second guess myself. I'm like, I'll just do the 80 single unders, do it fast, move quick. And then I'm like, nah, like I could do it, last minute. It's always last minute. So, I was doing 40 was a lot for me too. So I thought, okay, I'll break it up into 10s. And then I would do 15. I'm like, oh, okay, I can do 20. And I think my max today was 21. So that was the most I've ever done, like consistently without like breaking. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. It was fun. Like I have a lot of fun doing the more challenging workouts.
And that's a big deal because double unders, much like, muscle ups and snatches, are those flashy movements that take a lot of technique, and on your way working up to them, they're so frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Like Danny.
Oh man, when you get hit like with that rope, that hurts.
Yeah. It hurts and it pisses you off. I remember I was stuck at single unders for the longest time.
Your linguistics are awesome.
Yeah, thank you. No, but I was stuck on them for the longest time. And when I finally got them down, it was out of spite because my friend who was training with me got them down first, and I could just hear her rope like, and I was like, oh, I'm not going to get left behind, let me get them right now.
Yeah,
so, that competitiveness definitely helped me.
Oh, yeah.
But it is such a good feeling once you finally get them, even if it is not, you can't string up 100. If you stringing up 20 is a really big deal.
20 is a lot.
That was hard. I mean, I was out of breath, like just doing 10.
Yeah, they take a whole lot more energy out of you than single unders.
Oh, yeah.
You could do single unders for 5 minutes and it would suck, but you cannot do double unders for 5 minutes straight.
No way. Well, not me at least.
Dude, neither could I. I think there's very few athletes who could pull that off. That'd be cool to see, though. Probably. That'd be a fun YouTube video.
That'd be pretty intense.
Yeah.
No.
Now, speaking of intense, tell me about, the feels, the emotions coming through the door.
Honestly,
today.
It was a very emotional, kind of surreal moment for me. I haven't literally walked in this gym under my own power since January, and I've come here and there and be able to do some modified things, but it wasn't the same as today. Being able to walk in here and see all my friends that I haven't seen in a while, and get to do a workout and not modify it a whole bunch. Felt really, really good. Normally I'm a really emotional person, and I'm shocked that I didn't cry, but it is what it is. But it was so much fun. Like I miss this place so much. Like seriously, like I couldn't imagine, like when people were asking me at work today, oh man, you must want to drive on. Where do you want to go now that you can drive? Because this is the first time I've been able to drive since January. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? I'm like, well, CrossFit. Like, where else am I gonna go? Like that's the only place on my stop list is going to CrossFit and being able to drive to work. And that for me was the best feeling, being able to drive myself here and do a workout. So, and
that, dude, I'm telling you, it was so awesome to have you. I can't believe I didn't cry, with how emotional I am. It was not only great to have you, it was great to see you walk in, because I didn't know you were able to walk, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll go back and put a bleep there.
Right.
But damn, man. Yeah. That was such a cool feeling.
No. Tell me about it.
And
same. The ability to actually do that, I will no longer take my feet for granted. From January to April, I haven't been able to walk.
I think,
and so, yeah.
sorry,
No, go
I
ahead.
didn't mean to cut you
No, you're
off.
good.
I think your injury has been like the biggest one I've seen in the gym as far as something that took somebody like out of the gym, because Hector Vaca, who used to come here, you remember Hector, right?
I think so.
His appendix burst. And so,
Ouch.
yeah, he had appendicitis and he was out for a few weeks. And we came back. I remember the recovery was slow and tenuous.
Mm-hmm.
But we actually had a talk about it today during the coaches meeting, because I just went to my CrossFit Level 1 certification.
Nice.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, thank you. I find out whether or not I passed the test Saturday at the earliest, I think. But I've been telling everybody about that experience because it was a little humbling and eye-opening. I thought I knew plenty as a coach, and there were a few cues. It wasn't so much the movement cues that were eye-opening, because I could learn all that stuff online. But, what they kind of talked to us about was intensity. How do you get results? Well, the most effective catalyst for results is intensity. And I always attributed that to, going fast. And you guys know this about me, is that I preach, don't go fast, go unbroken. So to me, hearing intensity, I'm like, what the hell are these guys talking about? They're going to have their athletes like burn out. But that is the style in a lot of other CrossFit boxes. It's like, let's go. Versus here, I feel like for a very long time, we've been very much, no, take your time, build up, don't push yourself. And I've always said that, not because I don't believe in you guys. I kind of figured it out today. Maybe I don't believe in myself to keep you guys safe and to keep you guys from, having a bad workout. I don't push you guys maybe because I don't want to risk you guys not having a good workout or something like that, because I can't feel your body. I can't tell where that threshold is exactly for you guys. I have an idea for it because I know you guys as athletes, but I don't know. So anyway, my point is that you had a really bad injury, but yet you came in here and I saw intensity. And you know what, man? You pushed it today.
Thank you.
You did the damn thing.
Yeah.
And that's really admirable, both to see, to know you and know what you've overcome to be able to do that. I'm like, well, man, if Wayman can do it, no one's getting coddled anymore.
Yeah.
I'll definitely still keep everything in mind for you guys. I feel like I'm too mindful to not do that. But I mean, you were here for the split jerks on Monday, right?
Yeah, that was tough too.
It was a tough day. And usually I let you guys like build.
Yeah, I remember that. And you're just like, no, build for, 2 minutes and then do a weight that's challenging and stick with that.
And how'd that feel? Do you feel like you maybe wouldn't have gotten the same result if you had started light and worked your way up?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, and you had even said like the weight that I picked, that was a good weight. And, again, it comes when I look at the workout, I look at it and I think, all right, I'm going to do this much, I'll just do that. And I'd have a tendency to do that, not necessarily push myself in a lift that I don't necessarily like. But, I was building up a little bit. I was like, can I do 25s? I was like, nah, that's going to be too heavy. I can't do all of them. I could probably do one. And then you said, all right, like 1 minute left. I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I took off all the weight out of the, 25s. And I was just like I have a couple different mottos, like one of them is you got to finish what you start, So I'm like, okay, if I start it, I got to finish it. I got to just get through it. And, it felt good. It felt good. Like I don't think I would have known that I could do it had I not done it,
The CrossFit Madera podcast is brought to you by Riddex Pest Control. Riddex Pest Control is your local exterminator offering affordable and effective pest control services, including termite inspection, bedbug removal, and more. Contact Riddex Pest Control at 559-674-7695. That's 559-674-7695. The CrossFit Madera podcast is also brought to you by Rio Acai Bowls. Rio Acai Bowls are delicious in this coach's humble opinion. They are located at 1915 Fulton Street in Fresno, California, open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on most weekdays. Their phone number is 559-412-7725. That's 559-412-7725. Now let's go back to the podcast.
I tend to thrive off intensity. Like I thrive off of other people. And if I see other people that are like really pushing themselves, and I'm more likely to push myself. That's what I love about CrossFit, because, you know, I'm not in competitive sports anymore, but this is my competitive sports per se, because people are being competitive, and so it brings out the competitive nature. And yeah, sometimes we don't get pushed as much, and it's more safe, if you will. But you know what? Like, that's what I love about it. Like, there's that good mixture. Like there's that, you know, so those new people who haven't done it before, they're more welcome that way, because I have a lot of people say, oh, you do CrossFit, that's dangerous, or you could get hurt. Like, there's so many injuries, this, that, and the other. I'm like, no. In fact, it's the opposite for me. Like, I've had injuries going into CrossFit. When I first started here, I had a shitty shoulder. Like, it was always messed up. And I haven't had any shoulder injuries since then. So, I mean, like, it's all relative. Like, I think the way things are done here, they're done progressively, but also with intensity as well. And I think it's a great mixture.
Yeah, and I would definitely agree to that. I think I, for a long time, got used to not pushing myself because I just got burned out with CrossFit. Because I used to do CrossFit. Like, I was like bought in, and I was like, I want to do the open, and I want to go to regionals, and I want to do this, you know? I was super into the sport, especially because I left MMA to do this, you know? And man, that was kind of hard. I didn't know, you know, I didn't start MMA to compete. I just did it because I wanted to be able to defend myself and have a way to work out. But eventually, when people start talking, and the gyms that I was at, you know, everybody be like, when are you going to compete? When are you going to compete? And I was always like too scared. I didn't have anybody in my corner to like lift me up, and I couldn't lift myself up. I still can't really lift myself up, you know, when it comes to having the confidence to do certain things. But here at CrossFit, with everything that happened last year, Bo, Chris, and everybody here not only picked me up when I was down, you know, through all the stuff that happened, but everybody, and yeah, see, I'm getting all choked up, I'm getting all emotional. Everybody does that for me every day, you know. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I get told a lot, hey, you're a good coach, thank you for that today. And that goes a long way, you know, because now I feel like I have that confidence to push you guys a little bit, see where your threshold is, and go off of there. But my worst fears were realized today. Before you guys came in, I've been doing some personal training, and one of my clients fainted.
Yeah, you telling
That's
me.
scary.
Yeah, it was very scary. You know, she was feeling lightheaded, and we weren't even doing anything crazy, you know. We were just doing air squats. And I was like, okay, well, we're moving on to back squats, but I want to make sure you're safe, so we'll just do some banded squats. So I made this little, like, what's that machine? You probably know what it's called. It's the one that powerlifters use a whole lot, that, like,
With the belt? Where you have to, like, what's that one? I don't know what it's called. That's a newer one to me. But it's the one where you tie the belt around, and the belt is attached to the weight below you.
I'll look it up right now. That's like the benefit of doing a podcast and having like the laptop right here.
Right there.
It's like power lifting.
I've only seen one person using it, and they're like crushing some major weight with it.
Let's see. I don't know what it's called. Yeah.
Maybe edit that in there later too.
Yeah, we'll edit that in there if I find out.
When you figure out what
Insert
it's
name.
called.
Here.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah. But basically this is a machine that pulls your center of gravity down right beneath you. It's really good for loading up your legs as opposed to like your back or your core. So, you know, when you do a back squat, you're loading up your core a whole lot. You're loading up your shoulders and your back, which is all
compressing your spine a little bit too.
A little bit, yeah. you're doing more of a full body movement, even though it is targeting your legs. But this particular machine makes it so that like, oh, it's like all legs, a little bit of your back even. Obviously that core is still going to be engaged. But so I set it up with bands. It was super light, and I turn away for like a split second, and I turn back, and she's on the floor, and I'm thinking that she like tripped or the band pulled her down, and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And then she doesn't respond, and I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" And like now I'm in panic mode, and I grab her and I shake her, and she's like, "Yeah, I think I need to sit down." So it didn't last long, thankfully.
Yeah.
But now I think that like the worst fear has come about. I'm like, okay, well, that doesn't make me a bad coach. You know, I didn't cause that. And her being more like, you know, I think I need to eat more or doing this and that. I was more like, okay, well, at least I can say it wasn't my fault, and I am pushing people correctly. Like I do know how to push people correctly, because right after that, you know, we had her sit out for the squats, and we did a bike instead. And she was fine. She's A-okay. And she made it out of here A-okay.
Good.
Got in her workout.
I'm glad to hear.
Yeah. So do expect to be pushed in the, you know, weeks, months, and years to come.
No doubt. No, I love being pushed. So
Yeah, for sure.
How are you guys doing? How's your week's been?
Not too bad. I mean, you know, just work, and I just look forward to coming here because work sucks, but I have to work, you know.
Well, your work could be a whole lot more fun if you coached here.
You're right. I know. True.
We've been trying to get Sophie to be an alternate coach, because we only have 3 coaches on staff right now: myself, Mariah, and Zach. And it'd be great just to have an alternate or somebody to take Saturday classes, you know?
Yeah. I could. You know, I totally could.
Yeah.
And just, you know, I'll think about it.
Shadow this Saturday.
This Saturday? Okay, I'll think about it.
All right, think about it. You worked as a physical therapist or like an assistant,
So
right?
as an aid.
Okay. How was that?
I mean, I still do. So, you know, I mean, it's okay. Like, I like it. Like, I don't want to do physical therapy. I want to do occupational therapy. So, I mean, I'm just, you know, doing what I can to meet my requirements for grad school. You know, just getting through that, learning, growing, just kind of, you know, how do you say, like, dipping your feet in the water type of thing, putting yourself out there. Something I got really good at, I think. So I got really good at being comfortable, being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I actually did a strength and conditioning internship back when I was in college. I mean, that was like last year. I talked
back when I was in college.
I know,
Yeah.
been out of college. Like, nah, you know, I just graduated last year. But I mean, that was tough. Like, that internship, you know, I enjoyed it. Like, I do enjoy working with athletes, even though I want to go a different route now. I liked it. I liked that intensity. Yeah, and not to toot my own horn, but I was really good at it, you know? Like, I liked getting the best out of my athletes, and, you know, like, every athlete's different, and everyone has different abilities, and it's rewarding when you see them, like, happy and improving and pushing, you know, themselves. And, you know, I miss that. So the thought about coaching again, it's, you know, it's cool. Like, I'll get there.
That's so interesting, because I was actually just going to ask both of you, and you already answered it, so I'll ask Wayman. Tell me about, you know, because you're a coach as well.
Yeah.
It's really cool we have 3 people at the table,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
with coaching experience.
Yeah.
What about it is rewarding to you, and what made you choose that line of work?
So actually, believe it or not, I was originally a computer science major.
Oh, no kidding.
I
Yeah.
didn't
So
know that.
my freshman year of college, I thought, oh, I'm going to make this big money, you know, doing it because computers was a big thing, you know, I'm going to make lots of money. And I took a programming class and realized that shit was not for me. I was sitting behind a desk all day programming stuff, and I was like, this is awful. And at the time I was coaching football, and I was told, like, hey, you have family that teach PE, you already coach, why don't you check that out? And so that's kind of how I came into it. And so then I started, you know, making that my major. And so now I'm now a PE teacher and a coach. I've coached football, wrestling, volleyball, track and field. I did cross country even one year. I don't know how I did that.
That's cool.
And it's a passion of mine. And what do I get out of it? It's seeing the kids become successful, or seeing it click in their head like, oh, I can do this, you know. I just had one of my former athletes and students who won the Pac-12 championship for cross country. I currently have one of my former athletes playing football at New Mexico. Like, seeing these things, like seeing these kids grow, and like Lalo's one of them, you know.
Yeah.
He played volleyball for me his 8th grade year and 7th grade year. And he's like, you know what, coach, I'm not going to play volleyball when I get to high school. I'm going to run like my brother because I want to get a scholarship. And I was like, all right, you do you, you know, because I saw him in PE. He ran like a 4:30 mile effortlessly.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that should be no problem. And, you know, now he, you know, just won the Pac-12 championship. So it's seeing those moments, and it's not always those, they're not always going to be like that bright shining star, but like seeing it click in their head, like I can do this. And it shows that they can keep pushing themselves more. Like once they, yes, you know, the involvement of the player from that meek and mild kid to now the confident, excited, because they've learned this new skill, and they can do this sport, and you know it's just fun. Like I love it. And it's why I do what I do.
That's awesome, man. I love hearing that. I love the fact that like the three of us kind of have that, you know. My specific, you know, thing that I love is I love seeing people get better and go from 0 to 100. Like I don't have favorites. I honestly don't. But I love,
besides me.
Yeah, exactly. Besides Wayman. But I love picking on Angie because I've literally seen Angie go from not being able to squat at all to now she's below parallel. I've seen her go from not being able to even do push-ups on her knees to now she's doing full push-ups.
Angie, you're a beast. If you're listening to this, Angie, you are awesome.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout outs for days. So we're coming up on like the last 5 minutes of our 20-minute episode today. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to give any closing statements, shout outs, anything like that. We'll go from left to right one more time.
So your left, not my left.
You.
So me.
My left.
You're up.
I mean, I don't know. I just got put on the spot like that.
It was super smooth until now, man.
And stop.
Yeah. Come back to me.
Come back. Okay, so we're just going to pass the buck to Wayman.
Wayman, go ahead.
Well, in closing, no, just kidding. Number one, like I'm just so grateful. Like I like to start my day with gratitude, and I'm so blessed and beyond grateful for what I have. I'm grateful to be alive right now, honestly. Things could have gone a lot worse than they did. And but I want to start with that. So I'm blessed to be a part of this. I love CrossFit Madera. Like I wouldn't be anywhere else right now. And the coaches are amazing. The ownership is amazing. Like everything about this place is awesome. So we'll just do a big shout out there, CrossFit Madera. But like, and some of the things we were talking about today, like some of the things that hit me, that's one of the sayings I love is get comfortable with being uncomfortable. To me, that's the only way you grow. Like I've always tried to push myself to be better than I was the day before. And part of that is being comfortable with being uncomfortable, you know, gone through some really shitty situations in my life, and I wouldn't wish some of it on anyone, but I wouldn't take it back either, you know, because it's made me who I am. And like that intensity and that not quitting and that keep going stuff, you know, a lot of reasons I do things I do is because of my kids. Like I want to set an example for them, you know, like they see me with a broken leg, and I could easily be sitting on my ass eating potato chips at home doing jack, but they see me every day walking on the trail for 2 miles. They see me every day lifting weights for 45 minutes. And hopefully, my thought is that hopefully it's a lead by example and not a do as I do, don't do as I say kind of thing, or however that saying goes. Yeah. But I just hope they see that, and it'll help them to eventually one day apply that to their lives. You know, we talk about it all the time, but you know, as teenagers, because they're both teenagers, you know, it goes in one ear and out the other. Yeah. So I'm just hoping that, you know, they'll see that and like, oh yeah, you know, Dad had a broken leg and he still kicked ass, you know. And so that was kind of a big push for me, and myself, because honestly, a big part of it for me, I gained a shit ton of weight after I had my accident. I was eating the same and not working out, and I gained like 25 pounds. So like I was like, oh, I no more feeling bad for myself. That's ridiculous. I got to get back to it. So
Back in the gym.
yeah. So as of yesterday, I'm down 20.
Nice.
So
Hell
I've almost lost all the weight that I gained during my surgery. But yeah, so I'm just trying to push myself, and I love coming here because I get that little extra push. And like I said before, I thrive off of everyone else, like the energy, like they're just pushing it. Like everyone today was just kicking ass, and I was like, I'm not gonna stop. I took little breaks because I had to for my leg, but like I kept going because I couldn't be the only one stopping, you know. So
yeah, you gotta keep going.
yeah.
That's
All right,
great.
so
Just keep
coming back
swimming
to
as
you.
All right, back
Dory,
to me.
Finding Nemo.
Yes, thank you.
That's a good movie.
Stuttered.
But yeah, I'm really grateful for CrossFit Madera. I've been coming here for a while now. A couple of years. Started coming in high school. I would come here. I lived here basically every day, twice a day. I was coming. My off season, over summers, and this place has gotten me through a lot. I don't, necessarily put my personal business out there and everything like that. But I mean, coming here has gotten me through a lot. And last year I tried coming, back, but I wasn't in a good place mentally, and I didn't force it. And I took some time off, took some time to myself, and I came back maybe a little over a month ago, and I am recreating that love that I have, and it just turned off, right?
Yeah, no, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry. It's been off.
Okay.
But this recording's still going.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, then, let's edit that out there and pick back up where I left off. But no, yeah, like for real, like on a serious note, coming back here really has impacted my life, for the best, like positively, like, and my health too. Because for a long time after I stopped playing soccer, I had no motivation. I didn't know what to do. Like I would try things. I'm just, I also needed that competitive atmosphere
Sure.
too.
Yeah.
And like me and Richard today, we're low key going at it, like trying to beat each other. I would do the double unders, trying to go unbroken, and then he would do some, or then he'd get ahead and I'd catch up. I'd get ahead, he'd catch up. And it's having someone there to push you too. Like I feel like I'm really good at pushing myself and getting that out of me because, like throughout my whole soccer career, like I trained with people, but a lot of times I trained by myself. I was waking up like 5 a.m, beating the heat. And then if I went any later, I'd get kicked off the field because of football and cheerleading, which is weird. But I mean, but just coming here just kind of, it gave me a better purpose now, like I look forward to coming here. Like before, when I wasn't doing anything, I would like dread the day, and coming here at the end of my day just, it's exciting, and this is like my me time, my relaxing, and it's nice to see everybody, like I'm a little more on the quiet side, but I do enjoy, seeing the people that are here, saying hi, like, interacting, getting that, social environment,
Totally.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of new members. Like,
Yeah.
it's been a while for me, so I'm like seeing all these new people, and like how packed these classes are is
it's hype.
crazy.
It's hype,
Like,
man.
like when I was going 5:30 beforehand, it was like 6, 7 people.
Yeah.
Now there's no empty spots. Like
No.
it's filled.
Mhm.
So that was really cool to see. It's cool to see new faces. It's cool to see the old faces too.
Yeah.
Not old age wise, obviously.
It's hype for me because you're getting people of all different physical abilities.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
it's a challenge for me because I'm still having to push the members like you two who are more experienced. And like you see the workout and you don't really need me here. You know how to do that. But I'm still going to provide that little extra whatever it is to make you get, a better workout than you'd get at home, to get your money's worth, man.
I would not do it at home. If no one told me to do it, like I wouldn't do it.
It's
doing workouts at home is shitty.
Yeah.
Like it's really
Yeah.
hard. It's really hard to do. It's like everything I have in me to do it.
Dude,
but doing it here is easy.
remember when we did the
Yeah.
Zoom classes?
Oh yes.
It was bad.
Those
dude.
were awful. Those
So bad.
I mean,
Yeah, I
they
didn't
weren't
do
bad.
any.
They were fun because I got to talk to you basically. Because a lot of times
Yeah.
it's me and you just kind of
It's
chatting.
just us. It is literally just us.
For those of you who don't know, Marco's also my therapist.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's part of my job title here. Marissa will pull me to the side and she'll let me know what's going on too every once in a while. And I feel like it's reciprocated. We all
Yeah,
do that for
yeah,
each other
I
here.
think so.
Man, what the was I gonna say? I'm completely blanking, but
I don't know, but that's yet another reason to love CrossFit Madera.
Yeah, there you go.
True.
Oh wait, we're not recording anymore.
it's okay. Yeah, no, we could throw up gang signs right now,
it's
and
okay.
you'd
I was
literally
hiding
just hear
behind
it.
the mic anyway, you know.
No, it's just great to have both of you back, and it's great to have the classes as packed as they are. I was just gonna bring up Tuesday, I think so, yesterday as an example when we did the ring dips.
Oh yeah.
It's like everybody completely different upper body strength levels, completely different skill levels, and yet I was proud of myself for being able to find a way to get everyone to do it, and also proud of you guys for pushing through, whatever limitations you thought you had and getting through it.
Yeah.
And with that, I did still promise a short episode, so we'll definitely have to pick this up again, maybe
Yeah,
go
to
for an
be
hour.
continued.
To be continued. But for right now, this has been Coach Marco,
And Sophia.
And Wayman.
and we'll see you next time at the gym.